Well, for this, I'm joined by Ahmet Kuru, a professor of political science and the director for the Center for Islamic and Arabic Studies at San Diego University. Ahmet, thanks for your time today. Now, some analysts have said that Turkey is a weakening democracy and that what we're seeing now has actually been brewing for a while. And what are your thoughts?
Basically, it is very difficult to define Turkey as a democracy now. We can call it an electoral competitive authoritarian system. But now the young people, the opposition, try to make Turkey democracy again. It will be very important not only the people of Turkey, but also for the Muslim world, since Turkey is one of the countries with the potential of being liberal democracy. And the struggle will also have global implications for the worldwide debate on populism, because Recep Tayyip Erdogan has been a leading right-wing populist leader, and so far he has never faced such a big challenge. First time in his 22 years rule, he's facing a rival who is more popular than himself, because according to all polls, Ekrem İmamoglu, the mayor of Istanbul, is more popular. Despite he was in jail just 2 days ago, 15 million people went to primary to elect him, Ekrem İmamoglu, as the leader of the opposition and running presidential nominee in the next election.
So what do we need to understand then about how Erdogan is addressing these protests, or how he's handling these protests, which includes detaining journalists and clamping down on media?
So in the last 10 to 15 years, Erdogan has using a double strategy. On the one hand, he was winning elections with certain manipulation, but real popular support, and also certain authoritarian policies, such as putting journalists in jail and also some opposition leaders into prison. But now he is losing the first dimension of his strategy, the popular electoral success, because of the economic crisis. Because of his aging and long durée of rule, his popularity is declining. That's why he is targeting the main rival, and his authoritarianism is getting increasing.
Well, the opposition have said that they don't intend to hold one more rally this evening, and then we don't know what happens beyond that. Do you think that support for Imamoglu, or in fact support for the opposition of President Erdogan is only going to grow from here?
So I am not expecting a de-escalation in 1-2 years. Turkey will face a very deep political struggle upcoming months and years, because President Erdogan seems to be willing to stay in power until his death, and the opposition do not accept. They want a new leadership in the country. Erdogan's dilemma is that in order to stay in power, he needs to impose certain authoritarian restrictions. Once he does that, economic crisis will get deeper. Turkey in the last 4 or 5 years experienced 50% inflation, and Turkish lira is losing its value against euro and US dollar very rapidly. After Imamoglu has been jailed, Turkish stock market declined about 10%, Turkish lira lost value, and Erdogan's dilemma is how to keep power in an authoritarian way and also fix an economic crisis. These two are mutually exclusive.
Ahmet, thank you very much for your insight today. Really appreciate it. Ahmet Kuru, a professor of political science and the director of the Center for Islamic and Arabic Studies at San Diego State University.
Thanks for having me.